Hello everyone, welcome to my channel RPG Retro Reviews. I'm Captain Courageous and I review old school modules and games and try to give them a fun and informative analysis. Now I know I said I was going to review Mutant Future this week, but I'm going to put that on the back burner for now. Instead, I'm going to do a little unboxing video. I don't do these too often, but a few weeks ago Mark Tormino from Dark Wizard Games contacted me about reviewing his old school modules. And I'd seen the Kickstarter in 2018, but didn't get in on it at the time, and the modules looked pretty cool, so I said, yes, I'd like to take a look, but I don't review PDFs. I would need something in print. Mark said, no problem, and asked for my address. About a week later, what I got in the mail exceeded my expectations, and so I thought I'd share with you what he sent me. Keep in mind that Dark Wizard Games currently has a Kickstarter to reprint these modules. As of this video, it only has 10 days left, but is already fully funded. If you order from the Kickstarter, you get a 25% discount off the web store price. You can order one module or a bunch, it's up to you. This Kickstarter will have a pretty quick turnaround time since this is a reprint project. The modules are already done and completed and re-edited to omit errors from previous printings. It should also be noted that these old school style modules are written with a flair for the Gonzo and crazy feel of those classic modules of yesteryear. They are also rather adult oriented and for mature readers, but I'll get to that aspect of the modules in more depth in just a moment. But for now, however, let's take a look at what Mark sent me. This is a boxed set from the previous Kickstarter, and wow, it looks great. Thanks for sending this to me, Mark. I'm really kind of blown away by the artwork and the sheer volume of the contents and the imagination that's on display. The box contains the first 6 modules in the series, plus Monsters of Mayhem #1. Oh, and dice. I wasn't expecting dice. Mark also sent me Moving Maze of the Mad Master and Dread Swamp of the Banshee. Taking off the lid of the box, no, look at that dice bag, very nice. There's a nasty rumor going around that I can be bought for a nice shiny set of pretty math rocks. Well, I'm here to tell you, this rumor is true. Also, look at those dice, very nice. Dice and boxed set not included in the Kickstarter, but available still as of this video on the web store. Also, as a note, I pre-unwrapped everything to make it easy to show you, but the box and the modules did all come wrapped in plastic sheet protectors. Let's look at some of these covers. As you can see, the artwork here is top-notch. It is old school reminiscent and definitely tugs at the nostalgia. The emulation of TSR's old-style 1980s trade dress is spot on. The first module that I'll be reviewing later on this week will be Villains of the Undercity, as it is an introductory level module, and that just seems appropriate. I like the homage artwork here to A1 Slave Pits of the Undercity. The artists Mark has hired have done a fantastic job with the homage artwork. It invokes the specter of those old school covers, but at the same time are distinctive on their own and not just blatant copies. You can see here on the cover page for the module Palace of the Dragon Princess, which invokes Village of Hamlet, and the back cover art for the same module invoking the classic Earl Otis piece from Keep on the Borderlands. Here is the inside map for the art for the Moving Maze of the Mad Master. As you can see, the old school TSR blue map style is emulated but not directly copied, with the detail work of the maps being quite exquisite. The Moving Maze of the Mad Master really looks like a seriously Gonzo module, as there is a cutout section for this version that I received. Has a cardstock insert and a clip to put it all together so you can literally rotate the maps as the party progresses through the thing. The reprint of this module for the Kickstarter doesn't include the cardstock insert, but the PDF does include it so that it can be home printed. I think this will be the second module I review because it's just so crazy looking. Here are the maps from Vault of the Dwarven King, which has an Indiana Jones style minecart ride as a central aspect and counter of the thing. This is just cool. I'm all struck. There's a cardstock insert for the second map, and on the back of it is this full color poster. This is amazing looking. Here's the interior map for the Palace of the Dragon Princess. And a lot of these modules have an artwork centerfold where the center page has a full spread. This one is from Moving Maze of the Mad Master. And this one is from Palace of the Dragon Princess. All of the interior art is top-notch and captures the excitement and imagination of the stories being told. There is box text so the DM can easily distinguish player information from referee information. I'd also like to commend Mark for his choice of font and size. Everything is of a clear and easily read format, and we older gamers really appreciate that. I've also had the opportunity to read briefly through a few of the modules, and with the exception of Hanging Coffins of the Vampire Queen, which I didn't particularly care for, I found the writing to be crisp and the storylines to be exciting and imaginative. The modules are all written for the Osric game system, which emulates 1st edition Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, but fundamentally you can use these modules with any old school game you prefer, be it Labyrinth Lord or Old School Essentials. Also included when you download the PDFs for any module you buy are the cool old school style character sheets. But let's talk briefly about the mature aspect of the modules and a few of the negatives. The reprints for this Kickstarter have been completely re-edited, so many of the editing mistakes I found will be corrected, and some of the more verbose verbiage has been reworked. These are definitely tongue-in-cheek and satirical. The style of writing, for the most part, is clear, well-explained, and when going into background exposition, fascinating and interesting to read. However, occasionally there's an expletive thrown in, and I just found that weird. It just kind of pulls me out of the module for a moment, and contextually it doesn't seem to fit. I'm 55, not 15. I just don't find such things all that edgy, and I'll be frank, it's kind of cringe-inducing to me. In my humble opinion, it doesn't add to, it detracts from what is otherwise a top-notch product. Also, some of the artwork is a bit risque, although things are very well rendered. Of course, artwork is primarily for the enjoyment of the referee anyway, and any expletives can be edited out when you're playing. There is a tremendous amount of thought, care, and imagination going on here, and a lot of fun to be had, but my feeling is, and this is entirely subjective of course, that attempts at being the Quentin Tarantino of old school RPGs falls flat more often than it hits. Forget about being edgy and just write good stories, which is definitely being done with these modules. They're awesome. Given the sheer volume of cleverness and imagination that is on display, it stands on its own. In future productions, I'd recommend less Quentin Tarantino and more Robert Rodriguez. Anyway, check out Dark Wizard's game store and their Kickstarter. It's fully funded, and you can pick and choose what modules you would like to get the discount on. Links to Dark Wizard's website and Kickstarter is in the description. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you found this review informative and useful. I will put Mutant Future on the back burner for now so I can review some of these excellent Dark Wizard modules. So I'll have that for you coming up later this week. And then I thought it would be fun to take a look back at the Diablo 2 supplements that were released for the AD&D game some 20 odd years ago. As usual, I'd like to give a big shout out to all of my wonderful patrons. Your continued support makes these videos possible. If you enjoyed this module review, please give it a like, comment, and share. Follow me on Twitter and join the channel's Facebook page, Dungeons & Dragons RPG Reviews. Consider supporting the channel and more content like this by becoming a patron yourself, or alternatively, you can just leave a tip in my PayPal tip jar. Links for everything is in the description. As always, my friends, may your D20 roll true, and game on.